Okay, rethinking game controllers in AR. Well, let's begin. A quick one about me. Uh, I'm a mom now, technologist. Right now, we make games in augmented reality. I say educator because we strive to bring joy to learning. It's a life goal. And immersion is, we believe, key to learning. Your, your presence in the spatial world is what builds your deeper connection with the content. And that's what we focus a lot on right now. Games, they are meant to be immersive, to transport you into a different world and make you think in portals and zombies. AR, by far, has a great potential to make experiences immersive. It offers that capability. And the phase of the journey that augmented reality is in right now, it's kind of like the alphabet is there, but we're all building the grammar now. AR evolution has just started, though the technology's capabilities got offered a few years back already. For, for immersion, and especially in games, interfaces or the controller is what creates a huge impact on it being immersive or not. From the keyboard to the smartphones to the touch interfaces, the interfaces have been strictly marching towards immersion. And that continues as we go on to augmented reality. For us, we as gamers think a lot about without controllers or without the interactions tying you up closely to the game, there is no game. And decades of research has proven that controllers have constantly been falling short of the ergonomics. That's where our thought and focus on making better controllers in augmented reality comes to picture. And we've done a bunch of experiments. We've done a bunch of prototypes for our games, specifically interaction-focused, to derive better interaction models in this new dimension that we have. One thing that we seem to constantly feel and we would want to bring forward is mistakes are okay. We observe that constantly a lot of earlier developed practices are being transported to this new medium, and we did the same, honestly, because tap works, because touch works. We know that, and for mobile AR specifically, as you see everything through the medium of the phone or the mobile. So using the gestures that players or users are already accustomed to made more sense as the first step. And that's also a safe option. That's why I say mistakes are okay. Because it's good to still go out, experiment with the new dimension, the new offering that augmented reality has. And some of it might go wrong. But let's try, because that's how the grammar is going to build. We'll start with sharing some of our learnings or things we think didn't work very well for the immersive experiences that we wanted to create. It's just beneficial to know or learn from others' mistakes. Okay, so tap to interact with virtual objects. A very obvious pitfall, and a lot of us are trying to use it. It requires holding the device with one hand, the shaky experience, especially for us, like with kids. And the view affects the control in this case, so you kind of need double the amount of precision. And it's going to be hard if every time you try doing it. We did that for a couple of our initial games, and it doesn't work for us. So, and that's when we realized that tap or the touching gestures were made for a 2D screen. They aren't evolved, or they aren't yet at the stage of the 3D world we are more getting accustomed to with AR. So yeah, that's a challenging thing, and maybe in some cases it does work and it is a good solution, but it might make sense to question that decision before you go into it. Assume depth perception in mobile AR. So, well, it's a 2D screen, and we are showing 3D through it. If the sense of depth is to be perceived from your static position, it's hard, and you're going to keep going wrong. And you're going to try harder to reach that object in the world or in the scene that you created. The good part of AR is that it keeps you connected to the real world, and that it allows you to move around so much, interact with objects, some real world, some virtual, however you place them. So why not use that? Why not make things that make you move more? So yeah, wish we would have done that sooner, but it does seem to be a very useful learning. Yep, it's all about perspective in life and in AR. So again, it's similar that if you are interacting from a distance, it's going to lead imprecise control, and you're going to make more mistakes. So choose the perspective, choose the positions, architect your AR experiences is what has been our so far learning. So when we, at this point, I'd like to talk a little bit about how a medium is a message, or it's a capability that opens up for you, but it isn't evolved or expressed already. It derives from what the creators or what the enthusiasts work towards. What you set as the precursor is what you're going to end with. So all of us propagating more and more about, or sharing more and more our learnings, building more in the directions we find new, experimental, and maybe risky, will lead to the real augmented reality strength being uncovered or being set forth. The point of, and that's where this point of every new medium goes through this. The earliest TV programs were radio shows. So without doubt, using tap was okay, but we need to move forward. And yeah, from our initial experiments, it became more and more clear to think of player as the controller. You are the controller. Because your face, your hand pose, your body pose is all there to be explored. You are in this 3D world where you can interact, explore, move around. So why not make you the controller, make player the controller? We'll now move on to the gestures that moved for us, that worked for us, the interactions that we found were really good, and we would like to share more about them, give a few demos. I'll have to pull in my husband also for that. We'll do the demos together. Just one moment. Sorry, the kid is crying.
All right, let's see.
Some demos. I don't mean my daughter. Okay, so this one is, wait a second, this one will be on video, but all the other ones are live. This is something that that Jyoti actually presented in an earlier talk a couple of months ago. So here it goes. So here's Mufasa. It's Aida's favorite hand puppet, and he's the king of the jungle. And we play this story, do this story with her where the king of the jungle will roar the sun out and begin the day. So this is how it basically goes. You have a hand puppet in your hand. Okay. You have a hand puppet in your hand, and that hand puppet is going to control the sun. So this is a real object interacting with the virtual world. And there's another story that we have that we play with her, which is giraffe and a monkey, where the giraffe is eating up all the fruits from the tree where monkey lives. And it's a story about teaching sharing. So in AR, the giraffe kind of goes up to I'll just play that again. Goes up to munch fruits by basically hand puppet going up to a virtual tree, going near a virtual apple and eating it, and that disappears, and so on. So there's a system we have for making real world objects interact with the virtual world.
And for us, it did start with this effort of doing storytelling with, you draw crayon pictures and then you show her and then you hold a puppet and you try doing it, and it feels harder to make it immersive. So we started trying this, and it led to this gesture of, or this this possibility of using real world object with interacting with virtual world as something that can be a totally different immersive experience, and it can be more fun.
Now we can go to the next step.
Yeah, sure. Shh.
The chair. Facial gestures as control. Do you want to do this one?
Yeah. No, you can do the demo. So, yeah, that's using different facial gestures as controls. And the context here is, like you must have read in the slide already, vacuum your house. So it's like a small party happened and then everything is scattered around, or maybe you have a baby and you have to always clean up. So use this vacuum to clean up, and the vacuum runs with your mouth. So you're kind of sucking in all the dust. And this one is a very high-powered one, so don't be surprised by the kind of things it sucks in, if it runs, for that matter.
Here we go. I can do that. Yeah. Okay, here we go. And where's audio going? It's going to this one. All right. Hope you guys are ready. If you're not, here I come. Yeah, that's not a touchscreen, girl. So,
The usual effort of
Yeah.
setting the tracking.
so as you can see here, this is an after party room with some things falling off the floor, but not quite. And I'm a vacuum and a vacuum cleaner, and then let's start. So let's try to first pick up the music system, which feels weird, but let's do it. So the yellow dot you see here means my mouth is open. If I shut my mouth, it won't. Uh-oh. So that tells me my mouth is open. The red dot here is I'm trying to suck something up, but it's not. There's nothing there to suck up, and you will really miss the fun without the audio. But well, live demos. So let's try to suck up something from the start. All right. First, let's try to pick up the box. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry, can't pick up the box.
No,
Let's try to pick up
sound should be there.
shopping bag. Ooh, no, can't pick up the box. Shopping bag or the party bag. Let's pick up some cups.
It started.
All right, we got these up. Okay, next one. We got these up. Let's get box try again. No. Music system. Ooh. Got the cookie, but that's it. And there's a surprise balloon. Oh, I got some of them. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. So that was for facial gestures as control. Let's move to the next one, body pose as control. With body pose recognition being possible, and like at least at a very basic level, if we can enable and exploit that possibility, there's a lot that can be done. And it was crazy eye-opening for us. It's immersive. There's a you feel transported into the world more. You feel engaged more. Kind of what comes to mind is having your skin in the game, or maybe having your joints in the game, because yeah, you doing an action and getting feedback is is more real world, like more what we experience in life. Let's have a demo of this one. So I'll have to set the context a little. For context, once this starts, let's assume there are drums in front of him, and he's using his hand gestures to make some music.
Is the audio on?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So that was my mic. I'm just checking the mic. Everything's turns into music. So I have, could you reduce the volume, please? So I have a drum here. I have another drum here. I have a snare, another snare, and I just play drums. So let's do it.
Please don't get offended by the music.
Okay. No, but actually, so there's it also has a, because you can see there's in this setting there's a lag. So we also have a recording mode and a play mode. So you can actually design your beats.
Yeah.
So let's actually record and give it timing. And the way you do that, check. Very good. Okay, let's record something.
1 minute, Ida. Now it's playing what he designed. And it's going to play a bunch of times, but it took his inputs in the first part, and then in the next gesture when he said play, it started playing.
That was something that I just recorded. Let's do it again so we'll get it better. So we'll do an 8 beat, and all the ones on the when my left hand goes up, that's an empty beat. So we'll do 8 beats. 1, 2, empty. 3, 4, empty. 6, 7, empty. And play. So private confession, I do this in the restrooms all the time. Just put the phone facing you against the wall and just make music.
Hey, thank you. Come. I think. Oh, sorry.
She thinks she's running the demo.
That's why she was asking for help in the middle.
And this is actually great fun with kids, and we can play this with
Yeah. It's a good way to tire them out if if you want them to nap. Really, she loves doing it. Yeah, that's just to share a little
demo gets with the artist language.
in almost the same dress. 3 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so those are the demos. Those were the gestures we loved the most. There are more. We will keep sharing them, and you will see them in our games. So we just like to conclude with ask the right questions, or rather question every decision, because there's a lot there to be discovered, to be uncovered in the possibilities of augmented reality, or for any medium for that matter. So yeah, that's about it.